Hey guys, welcome back to the Big Global 68 channel. Today we will be talking about The Batman and The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight and The Batman are two great films. They are often pitted against one another to see which one is the better Batman movie. Today I'll be discussing the pros and cons of each, and which, in my opinion, is the better Batman film. I recently watched the both of them to make it a more fair comparison. Which one do you like more? Leave your answers in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Part 1. Batman and Bruce Wayne. Christian Bale and Robert Pattinson are both great as Batman and Bruce Wayne. They do play the characters completely different though. Christian plays Bruce Wayne as a spoilt rich kid who seems to not care for anything. He acts completely differently when around Alfred and Rachel, where he becomes a nice and respectful human being. Meanwhile, Robert plays Bruce as a moody, saddy man. The reason he is like this is because he still isn't completely over the death of his parents. I think Bruce Wayne is better in The Dark Knight than in The Batman, because it's what you would imagine a young orphan billionaire would act like, whilst Pattinson acts like Brett when he loses all of his Robux. But as Batman, it's much harder to decide who is better. In The Dark Knight, Batman is a rageful monster who will stop at nothing to get to where he needs to go. He is also more realistic, as his weapons make sense as to why he got them. In The Batman, Batman is a smarter and more scary character. He uses his brains to figure out things instead of just beating it out of people. However, in my opinion, Bale is the better Batman. I just like his rage monster version more than the detective vampire version. So all in all, The Dark Knight is a better Batman Bruce Wayne than The Batman. I'd rather have a rageful monster than a detective who hides in the shadows. Point to The Dark Knight. Part 2. The story. The story in both of these are amazing. The Dark Knight follows Joker on his path to create chaos in Gotham. The way the story twists and turns make the plot even more engaging. When Harvey and Rachel were captured, the tension was intense, and the two both showing the Joker that not everyone was like him was a great plot point. The story never stops, and it feels like it can't end. But when it does, it ends in a resolved way. Joker has been sent to prison, and the city is safe. Harvey has become their martyr, and Batman is no more. They could have ended the series there, and it would have been a satisfying conclusion. But they decided to make a final film which still has a satisfying conclusion. Meanwhile, The Batman is a detective story, showing Batman and Lieutenant Gordon working out who is killing the city's biggest public figures. We know who it is, and it is fun to see them work out who it is and why they are doing it. Batman also works with Catwoman to track down Carmine Falcone, which in the last half of the movie is revealed to have Thomas and Martha Wayne killed. Spoiler! When the Riddler is captured, it is revealed he thinks Batman was working with him to take Bruce Wayne down. Then the cult of Riddler blows up the seawall and floods Gotham after trying to assassinate the new mayor. The city is in ruin as it has been flooded. The movie ends with Batman now as a hero in the public eye. Both of these stories are fantastic and show that if adapted right, the comic can be made into masterpieces. The Dark Knight is based on The Killing Joke, whilst The Batman is based on The Long Halloween. These two stories are renowned by Batman fans, and it is clear they are happy with these adaptations. However, in my opinion, The Batman has a better story and it's smarter and its plot twists are more surprising. I like The Dark Knight story, but I think it could have been a bit better. Point to The Batman. Part 3. The characters. The villains in these two films are very good. The main villains are played to perfection by Heath Ledger and Paul Dano. Heath Ledger plays the Joker as a man with no restraint who only wants to watch the world burn, while Paul Dano plays the Riddler as a psychotic man hell-bent on getting revenge. They are both great villains, but the Riddler is better by a little bit, just because we see more of his plans and his actions and how they have consequences on the city compared to the Joker. So, point to The Batman. Now Commissioner Gordon. Jeffrey Wright and Gary Oldman play the character very well, but it is clear who the standout is. Gary Oldman is amazing as Gordon, and he is extremely comic accurate. He looks like he was ripped right off the page and placed into the movie. So, point to The Dark Knight. We now move on to Alfred. In The Dark Knight, he is played by Michael Caine, and in The Batman, he is played by Andy Serkis. There is no competition, as Michael Caine is amazing as Alfred. Point to The Dark Knight. Then we move on to the secondary villain. In The Dark Knight, it is Harvey Dent, and in The Batman, it is the Penguin. I don't really know how to compare them, as they are completely different, but Harvey was a good guy for nearly the whole film, with his villainous turn being near the end, whilst Penguin is a villain the whole time. So, in my honest opinion, the Penguin is better because his character is more developed compared to Harvey. But we do know why Harvey is a villain, but it's more fun to see Penguin than Harvey. Point to The Batman. Now the final character to compare, the love interest. In The Dark Knight, it is Rachel Dawes, and in The Batman, it is Selina Kyle. I like Selena Kyle more. She doesn't die in a shit way because she doesn't die. So it's no surprise. Point to the Batman. Conclusion. So, taking all of the points into account, the winner is The Dark Knight. I love both of these films, but I think The Dark Knight is just a slight bit better. So, hope you guys enjoy the video, and if you could like and subscribe, that would be appreciated. Have a good day.